Hey, friends. Imagine this, you're sorting through your spare change, maybe digging through your car cup holder, and boom. You find a penny worth $3 million. Yeah, you heard me right, $3 million. Today, we're talking about the 1969 Lincoln penny that could change your life forever. Stick around because I'm breaking down what makes this little copper coin so valuable, how to know if you have one, and a crazy story about the time I thought I struck it rich. Spoiler, I didn't. Plus, at the end, I'll share some tips to help you cash in on coins worth money. Let's get started. First things first, what's the deal with this 1969 Lincoln penny? Here's why it's so special. It has a rare double die obverse error. That's fancy coin talk for, it looks like the letters on the front got a little too excited and decided to double up. Specifically, you'll see this doubling on the date, the word liberty, and in God we trust. Now, here's the kicker, this coin wasn't meant to exist. Most pennies with this kind of error were caught and destroyed, but a few slipped through the cracks. And when I say a few, I mean really few. That scarcity is what makes it worth so much. Okay, quick story time. A few months ago, I was cleaning out an old piggy bank. You know the one, dusty, probably filled with coins from like 5 years ago. Anyway, I stumbled across a 1969 penny. My heart skipped a beat. Could this be it? Could I finally quit my day job and start living my best yacht life? I grabbed my magnifying glass, looked closer, and nope. No doubling. Just your regular, boring OL penny. It was a humbling moment, folks. But hey, at least I got a funny story out of it, right? So, how do you know if you've got the real deal? Here's what to look for, the coin must have a Denver Mint mark. That's the little D under the year, the doubling on the front is key. If you're squinting at your coin like it's a magic eye puzzle, it's probably not the one. Condition matters. A pristine, uncirculated penny will fetch way more than one that's been rolling around in someone's pocket for decades. Now, let's talk money. The last 1969 double die penny that hit the market sold for over $3 million at auction. That's not just retirement money, that's buy a beach house and fill it with snacks money. So, here's the deal. The next time you're going through your loose change, don't just toss those pennies aside. Take a closer look, you might be sitting on a literal goldmine. Or, well, copper mine. If you liked this video and want more tips on coins worth money, hit that subscribe button and join the community. We've got plenty more tricks to help you find hidden treasure in your pocket change. Oh, and don't forget to like this video and leave a comment. Who knows? Maybe one of you watching right now has that $1 million penny sitting in a jar at home. What if I told you there's a penny out there, sitting in someone's dusty drawer or forgotten piggy bank, that's worth a jaw-dropping $2.8 million? Yes, you heard me right, a single 1971 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark. That's like turning pocket change into a private island. Imagine flipping through your old coins and accidentally stumbling on this hidden jackpot. Could you be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it? Stick around because we're diving into all the juicy details about this rare penny and what makes it so ridiculously valuable. Now, let's talk about the star of the show, the 1971 penny with no mint mark. What does no mint mark even mean? Great question. Most US coins have a tiny letter stamped on them, like D for Denver or S for San Francisco, that shows where they were made. But if your 1971 penny is missing this stamp, congratulations, you might have just won the coin lottery. Here's why. The no mint mark version of this penny was accidentally minted under incredibly specific conditions, making it one of the rarest finds in coin collecting history. Think of it as the unicorn of pennies, rare, magical, and worth a fortune. And what makes it even more valuable is its incredible condition. Collectors are obsessed with something called mint state, which basically means your coin looks as fresh as the day it was made, no scratches, no wear, no weird gunk stuck on it. But wait, it gets crazier. In 2018, one of these pennies sold at an auction for a mind-blowing $2.8 million. That's not just a penny, it's a penthouse in New York, a fleet of luxury cars, or an early retirement plan, let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic, doing the whole good grandkid routine. We came across this old cookie tin full of coins. At first glance, it was just a pile of pennies, nickels, and quarters, nothing too exciting. But then I remembered something I'd read about rare coins. So, I pulled out a magnifying glass, it was my phone camera zoomed all the way in, and started inspecting every penny like I was Indiana Jones hunting for treasure. Spoiler alert, I didn't find a $2.8 million penny that day. But I did stumble on a few coins worth $50 or $100 each, which was still a huge win. And let me tell you, ever since then, I can't pass by a jar of loose change without feeling like a treasure hunter. So, here's the big takeaway: check your pennies. Seriously, go dig through your drawers, coin jars, or even that weird gap in your couch cushions. You never know, your next coffee run could be funded by a multi-million-dollar coin. And hey, if you found this video helpful or even just entertaining, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm here to help you uncover hidden treasures, one coin at a time. Plus, I've got plenty more tips and tricks for spotting valuable coins that could make you some serious cash. You heard me right, a whopping $2.5 million. Today, we're diving into the mysterious and valuable world of the 1973 D. Lincoln penny. Could it be hiding in your spare change jar? Let's find out, because trust me, you don't want to let this one slip through your fingers. Alright, so let's talk about what makes this particular penny worth more than a mansion in Beverly Hills. The 1973 D penny was minted in Denver and is part of the iconic Abraham Lincoln series. But here's the twist: there's a rare error variety that collectors are absolutely losing their minds over. What's the deal? Well, these error coins are believed to have a misstrike or some unique feature, like a doubling in the lettering or a flaw in the minting process. This kind of rarity sends collectors into a frenzy because, let's face it, they love a good story behind their treasures. Now, I've got a funny story about how I first stumbled across coin collecting. Years ago, I was cleaning out my grandpa's attic, expecting to find nothing more than dust and a few broken picture frames. Instead, I found a shoebox filled with old coins. I had no idea what I was looking at, until I Googled one of the coins and found out it was worth $150. I mean, talk about the easiest payday ever. Now back to the 1973 D penny. Here's how you know if you have one of these golden, or should I say copper, tickets. Check for a clear D mint mark right under the date. That tells you it's from Denver. Look for any strange doubling, misalignments, or weird blemishes. If the coin is in mint condition, meaning it looks almost brand new, you're already in the big leagues. So, why is it worth $2.5 million? Collectors are willing to pay top dollar, or, in this case, top million, for a coin with a fascinating backstory in immaculate condition. Think of it like buying a rare piece of art or a collector's edition sports car, only way cheaper to maintain. Now, here's the million, or should I say $2.5 million, question. Do you have a 1973 D penny sitting in your couch cushions or rattling around in your car cup holder? The only way to know is to start checking your coins. Who knows? Your next Starbucks coffee run could turn into a life-changing moment. Nothing special, right? Wrong. What if I told you that penny could be worth $2.2 million? Yep, we're talking about the 1976 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Stick around, because I'll tell you what makes this little copper coin so valuable, how to spot one, and why it might just be the jackpot you've been waiting for. Oh, and don't worry, I'll throw in a funny story about my coin hunting adventures too. The 1976 D Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like any other penny. It's copper, it's small, it's got Lincoln giving you that side eye. But the key here is in the details. So why is this penny worth a jaw-dropping $2.2 million? It's all about rarity, condition, and a little thing called a minting error. Some of these coins were struck using the wrong metal composition, a mix-up that turned these ordinary pennies into million-dollar superstars. Think of it as the coin version of a factory defect. Who knew mistakes could be so valuable? Now, here's the kicker. To the untrained eye, it might just look like pocket change. But collectors? They'll pay big bucks for one in pristine condition. I mean, we're talking about a penny worth more than a mansion. Speaking of which, let me tell you about the time I thought I hit the jackpot. I found a shiny penny in my car's cup holder, clean, dated 1976, and from the Denver Mint. My heart skipped a beat. I even Googled the value before realizing it had gum stuck to it. Rookie mistake. But hey, it's all part of the adventure. If you're wondering how to check if your penny is the real deal, here's the secret sauce. First, grab a magnifying glass, or just zoom in with your phone because who even owns magnifying glasses anymore? Look closely at the D Mint mark below the date. Then, check the weight. An authentic 1976 D error penny might be slightly off compared to a regular penny. Lastly, you'll want to have it authenticated by a professional. Now, if you're like me, you might already be flipping over couch cushions, checking piggy banks, and peeking into your car's change compartment. And you should. You never know where these hidden treasures might be lurking. So, there you have it, the 1976 D Lincoln penny that could turn you into a millionaire. Who knew something so small could pack such a big punch? Now it's your turn to join the hunt. Check your pockets, search your coin jars, and if you find one, let me know in the comments because I might just have to borrow it. Kidding, sort of. Boom, you've got a coin worth $2 million staring back at you. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, today we're diving into the 1979 D Lincoln penny, a seemingly ordinary coin that could make you a millionaire. So, grab your change jar, a magnifying glass, and maybe a snack because you're going to want to stick around for this one. And hey, if you're new here, welcome to Pawn Stars Coins, where we turn pocket change into life change. Don't forget to subscribe because I've got more tips to help you strike it rich with coins. Let's talk about the 1979 D penny. You know, that humble copper coin with Honest Abe's face on it, chilling in your junk drawer. Most of these pennies are worth, well, a penny. But there's one in circulation that's like the Beyoncé of Lincoln pennies, rare, flawless, and worth a staggering $2 million. Yep, you heard that right, $2 million. So, what makes this penny so special? It all boils down to its condition, rarity, and a tiny detail called the mint mark. That little D under the date tells us it was minted in Denver. Now, most coins from this year have a standard strike, but this one? It's believed to have been struck with an incredibly rare die error that created a nearly perfect coin. Think of it as the unicorn of pennies. I know what you're thinking, okay, but how do I know if I have the coin? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Here's what to look for: flawless condition. The $2 million coin is in pristine, uncirculated condition. No scratches, no dents, and definitely no chewing gum residue. Sorry, your beat-up car console penny probably doesn't make the cut. Die error, you'll need to look closely. The rare coin might have subtle doubling in the letters or numbers. It's like spotting Bigfoot, it's there if you know where to look. Certification: if you think you've got a winner, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They're like the Simon Cowell of coin grading, brutally honest but fair. Speaking of spotting coins, here's a quick story. A few years ago, I was cleaning out my grandpa's old desk. He kept everything. Among the piles of receipts from the 80s and what I'm convinced was a petrified sandwich, I found a jar of pennies. I spent 2 hours going through them, convinced I'd find a rare one. Spoiler alert, I didn't. But I did find a 1943 steel penny worth about $25. Not 2 million, but hey, I'll take it. Now, back to our star of the show. Why is this 1979 D penny worth so much? It's not just the rarity, it's the demand. Collectors will pay big bucks for something this unique. It's like owning a piece of history, and for some, it's a bragging right. So, there you have it. Your spare change could be hiding a 1979 D penny worth $2 million. Take a closer look at those coins before you toss them into the vending machine. And if you think you've got a jackpot penny, get it checked out by an expert. Who knows? It might be time to quit your day job and start penny hunting full-time. Before you go, make sure to subscribe to Pawn Stars Coins for more tips on uncovering valuable treasures in your pocket change. Hit that like button if you learned something new, and share this video with a friend, because everyone deserves a shot at finding their $2 million penny. See you next time, and happy hunting. Hey, coin collectors and curious treasure hunters. What if I told you that a penny, yes, a single penny, could be worth a small fortune? Like, we're talking $3 million. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, stick around, because I'm about to introduce you to the 1978 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, and trust me, it's a game changer. So, grab your magnifying glass, because we might just be looking at your next big payday. Okay, first things first, let's get one thing straight. Not every 1978 penny is worth $1 million, oh no. The key to this hidden treasure is the no-mint mark version of the penny. You see, most pennies have a little mint mark under the date that tells you where they were made, like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But in 1978, some pennies didn't have a mint mark at all, and that's where things get interesting. Now, you might be thinking, why is a missing letter such a big deal? Great question. Here's the deal. The 1978 no-mint mark penny was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and due to a rare error in production, only a handful of these coins made it out into circulation. And guess what? People didn't really realize how rare they were until a few years ago, when one of these coins went to auction and sold for an eye-popping $3 million. Yep, $3 million. That's like finding a golden ticket, but in penny form. So, how can you tell if your 1978 penny is one of these rare gems? Well, here's a quick tip, look at the date closely. No mint mark. Congratulations, you might just have something valuable in your pocket. But before you get too excited, make sure it's in good condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable it is. A coin that's been floating around in your pocket for years might be worth less than one that's been carefully preserved. Think of it like a used car versus a brand new one. I'll share a little personal story here. When I first started collecting coins, I thought I hit the jackpot when I found an old penny in my change. I was like, this must be worth a fortune. I ran home, Googled it, and, turns out, it was just a regular 1982 penny. My dreams of becoming a millionaire that day were crushed. So, trust me, before you start dreaming of yachts and beach houses, you need to do your homework and check your coins thoroughly. Now, while the chances of finding a $3 million penny in your spare change are slim, let's be real, it's like finding a unicorn in your backyard. It's still a good idea to keep an eye on your collection. Coins like the 1978 no-mint mark penny are out there, and you never know when you might find a hidden gem just waiting to be discovered. So, what's the takeaway here? If you've got a 1978 penny with no mint mark, don't just toss it aside like any other coin. Take a closer look, because you could be holding on to something that's worth way more than just a cent. And hey, even if your 1978 penny isn't the one worth millions, it could still be worth something, so keep searching and keep learning about coin collecting. If you want more tips on how to spot valuable coins, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of collectors. Who knows? The next $3 million coin might just be waiting for you to find it. What if I told you that a single penny could be worth more than your car, or maybe even your house? Sounds like something out of a coin collector's wildest dreams, right? Well, it's true. Today, we're diving into the wild world of the 1985 Abraham Lincoln penny. Spoiler alert, it could be worth $2.7 million. Yep, you heard that right, million. So, stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just be checking your pocket change a little more carefully. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's talk about this 1985 penny. Now, for most people, Pennies are like the change that falls between the couch cushions or gets tossed into a jar and forgotten. But if you've got a 1985 penny with no mint mark, well, you might just have a hidden gem on your hands. First off, you're probably wondering, wait, no mint mark? What's that all about? Great question. In the world of coins, the mint mark is like a little stamp that tells you where a coin was made. Normally, you'd find it right under the year. Philadelphia coins typically don't have a mint mark, while Denver coins have a D and San Francisco ones get an S. But here's where it gets interesting, the 1985 penny with no mint mark is super rare. In fact, it's estimated that there are fewer than 20 of them in existence. That's right, fewer than 20. So why is that a big deal? Well, you see, during the minting process, a mistake was made at the Philadelphia Mint. They accidentally produced a batch of pennies without the mint mark, and this small mistake created a huge opportunity for collectors who love to find rarities like this one. Now, let's talk about value. You're probably thinking, I've got a penny from 1985, but it's probably just worth a penny, right? Nope. A 1985 penny with no mint mark could fetch up to $2.7 million in the right market. Now, I'm not saying you should start planning how to spend your new fortune just yet. You'll need to make sure the penny is in excellent condition, because that's what really drives up the price. Okay, I know what you're thinking. How do I even know if my 1985 penny is one of these million-dollar gems? Well, here's the trick, look for the mint mark. No mint mark means you're on the right track. But don't stop there. You'll also want to make sure your coin is in near mint condition. We're talking about the kind of condition that would make a collector's jaw drop. If it's a little worn out, don't expect to see that $2.7 million, but hey, it could still be worth a decent chunk of change. Let me share a personal story with you. I once found a coin that I thought was just an ordinary penny, and I threw it into my old change jar, because, you know, who cares about a penny, right? Well, a few months later, I was going through that jar, looking for spare change, and I came across a 1972 penny. It wasn't rare or anything, but I noticed it had a unique detail. I ended up getting it appraised, and though it wasn't a $2 million penny, I still learned a huge lesson: don't dismiss the pennies. So, if you've got a 1985 penny, make sure to check it out. Look for that mint mark and get a professional opinion if you're unsure. Who knows? You might have just struck gold, and that's a wrap, folks. A 1985 Lincoln penny without a mint mark could be worth $2.7 million, but only if you've got the right condition and luck on your side. If you find one, you'll definitely want to get it checked out by a professional before you go off and start digging through. Alright, hold on to your pocket change because you might just be sitting on a small fortune. Imagine this, you're going through your old coins, maybe finding some pennies that have been sitting in a jar for years. And boom, you find a 1986 Lincoln penny, but wait, there's no mint mark. What does that even mean? Well, if you're lucky, you could be looking at a coin worth a whopping $2.50 million. Yeah, you heard me right. No joke. So grab your magnifying glass, because we're diving into the world of rare pennies that could change your life. First things first, let's break this down. In 1986, most of the pennies made in the US were stamped with a mint mark to show where they were produced. You know, D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But, here's where things get interesting. There are some 1986 pennies that have no mint mark at all. And guess what? That's not supposed to happen. It's a bit of an anomaly, like when you find that one sock in the laundry that has no partner. But this missing mint mark is much more valuable than a lonely sock. Now, these no mint mark coins weren't a huge issue when they first came out. In fact, most people didn't even notice. But as time passed, collectors started scratching their heads, wondering if this was just a weird mistake or if it could actually be something rare. Fast forward to today, and one of these little guys can fetch upwards of $2.5 million at auction. That's right, $2.5 million. For a penny. Talk about a serious return on investment. We're talking, you'll never look at your coin jar the same way again, kind of value. Now, you're probably asking, okay, but why on earth is a penny from 1986 so valuable? Well, this penny is considered rare, and not in the rare for an old coin sense, but rare in the there were only a handful of them made sense. You see, every year, there's a ton of production behind coins, and usually, mint marks are part of that production. But for whatever reason, the 1986 penny with no mint mark slipped through the cracks and into the wild. There weren't supposed to be any. So, these error coins became like a hidden treasure for collectors. If you've got one of these in your collection, congrats, you're now the proud owner of a very valuable piece of history. Okay, so you're thinking, I might have one of these gold mines. Well, slow down, Sherlock. Not every 1986 penny without a mint mark is going to be worth millions. Here's how you can spot the real deal. You'll want to look for a 1986 penny that was minted in Philadelphia, and here's the thing, it should not have a mint mark. Normally, coins from Philadelphia have no mint mark, so that part checks out. But it's got to have the right features. Make sure it's in decent condition, as it needs to be in a good enough state to get top dollar at auction. A coin that's worn down might be worth a bit, but it's nowhere near $2.5 million. Speaking of coins, this reminds me of a time I found a coin that I thought was rare. I was at a flea market a few years ago, digging through some old boxes of junk, because let's be real, who doesn't love digging through junk for hidden gems, right? So, I found a coin that looked a little off, and I thought, maybe this is one of those valuable old coins. I ran home, did some research, and was so disappointed when I realized it was just an interesting foreign coin worth a few cents. But hey, at least I didn't get too excited. So trust me when I say, don't get carried away when you think you found gold, but also, keep your eyes peeled. You never know. So, there you have it, the 1986 no mint mark Lincoln penny is an absolute gem for collectors, and it's worth big bucks. But here's the key, keep your eyes open, do your research, and don't just throw pennies in a jar like they're all the same. Who knows? You might have a $2.5 million coin hiding right under your nose. If you want more tips on what coins are worth your time, and your change, be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss any of our future treasure hunts. And hey, if you've ever found something crazy valuable, or you think you've got a hidden gem in your collection, drop a comment below. Let's talk rare coins. Okay, stop scrolling because I'm about to blow your mind. Did you know that your pocket change could potentially be worth, wait for it, $2.2 million? Yep, you heard that right. $2.2 million. And no, I'm not talking about a rare gold coin that you have to dig up in your backyard with a metal detector. I'm talking about a 1995 Lincoln penny. And guess what? It's missing something major. A mint mark. Let's dive in and figure out how this little penny could make you rich, if you've got one lying around. So, grab your magnifying glass, let's get into it. Most of us have probably seen a gazillion 1995 pennies, and let's be real, they're about as common as, well, pennies. But here's the thing, what if I told you that one specific 1995 penny could make you a millionaire? A penny. That's right, it's a 1995 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. Now, before you start looking through your couch cushions like a maniac, let's break this down. Normally, U.S. pennies are minted in one of two places, Philadelphia or Denver. The Denver Mint marks its coins with a little d, and the Philadelphia Mint, well, it doesn't mark its coins at all. So, what does that mean? It means that if your 1995 penny has no mint mark, it was struck in Philadelphia. That's usually no big deal, right? But this particular penny, well, it's one of the few anomalies in coin history. This 1995 no mint mark penny is super rare. Like, where have you been all my life, rare. In fact, It's estimated that only a handful of these were released into circulation. And the catch? These are misprints, something went wrong during production. But because of the mistake, they're now worth a lot of money. We're talking up to $2.2 million if you've got a perfect specimen. Now, I know what you're thinking, that's insane, I have one of those in my jar of change from 1995. Sorry to burst your bubble, but the chances of finding one of these in your loose change are pretty slim. First of all, the coin has to be in pristine condition. No scratches, no wear, no fingerprints. Basically, it has to look like it just came out of the mint, which is, well, unlikely. I mean, let's be real. How many of us have thrown pennies into the wishing fountain, lost them on the street, or traded them in the parking lot for a bag of chips? But hey, maybe there's a chance. Don't count out your old coins just yet. So how do you spot the difference between your average 1995 penny and the $1 million mistake? Simple. You need a magnifying glass or just really, really good eyesight. If there's no mint mark, and the coin looks nearly perfect, you might just be holding onto a gold mine. Now, when it comes to selling a coin like this, you'll want to get it professionally graded. A reputable company like PCGS or NGC will tell you exactly how valuable it is. They'll grade the condition of the coin, and if it's perfect, you could see those millions come your way. Just don't expect to get $2.2 million for a penny you found in the back of your couch. The chances are slim. But hey, it could still be worth thousands. Even hundreds. Okay, maybe not millions, but still, who wouldn't want an extra few $1,000, right? Now, I gotta be honest with you guys. I've gone down the coin collecting rabbit hole myself. A few years ago, I found a really old dime in my change. Thought it was worth something because it looked a little, well, shiny. I did what any rational person would do, I ran to eBay. Turns out, it was worth about 50 cents. Talk about a letdown. But the point is, I've been there. And let me tell you, it's worth taking a second look at your old coins, just in case. But don't go digging through your wallet just yet. Not every 1995 penny is a jackpot waiting to happen. So, there you have it. A 1995 no-mint mark penny could potentially make you a millionaire, but finding one and having it in perfect condition is the real challenge. Still, it's definitely worth checking out your old change. You might not have a fortune right now, but hey, even a few $100 is a pretty nice surprise. You're digging through your old change jar, or maybe you're just casually sipping coffee when you come across a 1998 penny with no mint mark. Now, at first glance, it might seem like just another one of those pennies you toss in the back of your drawer. But what if I told you that one of those very pennies could be worth $2 million? Yeah, you heard me right, 2 million. Stick around because today we're diving into the crazy, wild world of the 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny and why it's causing such a buzz in the coin collecting community. Alright, let's break this down, because I know you're probably thinking, no way. It's just a penny. But hold on tight, because it's not just any penny. See, most pennies you'll find from 1998 will have a mint mark, either a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. But there's a rare, ultra-rare variety out there with no mint mark at all. Now, why is that so significant? Well, here's the story. In 1998, there was a small, accidental production error at the Philadelphia Mint, and a batch of pennies was struck without a mint mark. The mint mark is usually the little P or D you'll see on the front of the coin, near Abraham Lincoln's shoulder. Without it, the coin is considered extremely rare and hard to find. And when collectors find one, they go wild, which leads us to the crazy market value. At first, when these coins started showing up, they weren't worth much more than face value. But over time, as collectors realized just how rare these bad boys are, the demand went through the roof. And I'm talking about a serious spike. A single 1998 no-mint mark penny, if it's in really good shape, like mint condition, could now fetch up to $2 million in the right auction. Now, I know what you're thinking. I've got a jar of pennies at home. Where do I even start? Well, I actually had a similar moment not too long ago. I was digging through my own coin jar, mostly looking for quarters for laundry, when I stumbled upon an old 1980 penny. I thought, cool, probably worth a few bucks, right? I tossed it aside and kept looking for something bigger. Big mistake. Turns out, it wasn't just any penny. It was a rare variety with a tiny flaw on the back that would have made it worth much more than I thought. That's when I learned the importance of really looking at every coin you find, because, as I can tell you from experience, you just never know what you've got until you start researching. Now, let's talk about condition. Just like with anything, the better the condition, the higher the value. Coins that are in uncirculated or proof condition can be worth exponentially more. So, if you happen to find one of these 1998 no-mint mark pennies, you'll want to keep it in good shape, away from the coffee spills, ketchup stains, and, well, I'm talking to you, guys who put coins in their pockets with gum wrappers. So, if you've got a 1998 penny without a mint mark sitting around somewhere, it might be time to take a closer look. You could be holding on to a small fortune, and it only takes a little knowledge and a lot of luck to find these hidden gems. But here's the thing, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and I've only scratched the surface here. If you want to stay up to date on coin values, rare finds, and even strategies for building your own collection, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on what's next. Who knows, your next coin could be worth a whole lot more than you think. So, hit that subscribe button and join me next time for more fun, tips, and, of course, stories about my failed attempts at finding $1 million penny. Yeah, still no luck on that one. Until then, happy coin hunting.